always be in that divine service and always entrusted in those energies that are here to uplift the humanity. You know, whatever we do, and we're not doing it for the individual. We have really come a long way from the I to the we. So
Absolutely.
all the effort that are taken on the individual level, they are part of the great collective uplifting and rising and ascending. We are live. It's showing. I got the notification. We are live on the Nurika Healing page. It's 1:11. Just the synchronicities are so incredible these days, and I love to just flow with them. Looking gorgeous, Urmila. I love the
Thank
green
you,
on
so do
you, the
you.
heart of
Yeah.
thank you very much. Thank you for always heeding the call. Thank you for always stepping up the game with us, and thank you for sharing your wisdom. And really, it is so needed that we anchor the we and the oneness in every co-creation, because this is the message that has been coming for humanity, and it is what's anchoring now with the energies of the new shift, because we're going to be more co-creating, we're going to be more collaborating from the depth of that human experience. We're no longer, we already shed a lot of the baggages, I tell you. I'll tell you,
True.
humanity is already much lighter, and the people who are really devoted to do the inner work, they have already shifted mountains of karma. And
Absolutely. Absolutely. You pointed, you just hit the spot. It's all inner work. And many a time we have this tendency of projecting outwards and looking at answers outwards. That makes us all the more restless because, we don't have control over the externals. We have only control over, when I say control, which means that we also have to take the responsibility of what is happening.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
And in that sense, when we want to do good for others, first we have to take the responsibility for our own selves. And when we are into that innate goodness, we are absolutely projecting that innate goodness to outside world also, with by an example, not through just words, but being a life example. So this is the greatest learning and gift that we can give to ourselves, and therefore, and also we're giving it to humanity. So if we want to change the collective, it begins from us, right? It begins from an individual.
You know, Mahatma Gandhi said, "Be the change you want to see in the world."
Absolutely.
I read that line. I heard that line my entire life, and
Hmm.
just last week I embodied it. I was just telling my friends, you know, that line that is so powerful. It's not just words. We're gonna reach a point to really embody it. My apologies.
No worries.
Some random people just walked in, and my kids are just my guardian angels.
Wow.
uh, I'm just so blessed with them. Yes, it's just what this land brings onto me. It's immense, immense triggering and immense healing.
Yes, yes. It's all the work and how you're raising the energy of the collective, while also working on the self, while also giving out yourself as an example, and also how you're anchoring the energy in the collective. So everything is working simultaneously. Everything is like, it's it, the it is the sum total begins with little parts. And so these are little parts that are just adding to the sum total to the collective, you know. So from individual to collective consciousness and our journey together to the universal consciousness is all happening. You see, it's all taking place. So great job.
Thank you. You know, as you were saying that, what was coming to me, how it all started for us somehow, even on our spiritual journey, that it was so individual that we have kind of somehow left everything to be concentrating on this one, even on the physical, leaving jobs, leaving homes, going to ashrams, doing to isolation. So it was more working on that individual. Then all of the sudden the spectrum of the spiritual experience expanded, and we're no longer the one, the individual, and it's we realize that it is the collective. Whatever I do on myself, it reflects in my family, it reflects in my bigger circle, it reflects in all of the humanity. And I'm like I feel like within that short span of life we have gone through so many rebirths and so many expansions and expansions within our consciousness within that very short span of time. And
Absolutely.
more of this happened within the past this year, like one whole
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Imagine how much spiraling happened.
Yes, absolutely. So as it is said, you know, when spring comes, first you see winter, and it feels like, you know, nothing is happening, but underneath all the work is happening. Underneath all the work is happening. So when winter and snow melts away, you will see the new greens, the new life form. While in dead of the winter and snow, you will feel that, you know, everything is dead, nothing is, you know, there is no life form. But come here, you know, winter goes and the spring, it did not take one day for spring to come. It was underneath working. So all the work that people have been doing individually is manifesting now in the collective consciousness also. And this is like spiraling upwards and, you know, gaining strength. So this is how the strength is also building up. Little by little by little by little, the piece is coming together and it is all building up. So yes, every human being, every person who does every little act of kindness, compassion, lives in the innate goodness, is adding that energy to the collective. And that is what they you know. So every human being's presence on earth is important. They are here for a reason. Many things work out of our choice, many things work out of our free will, and many things work out of our effort, conscious effort, and a sense of responsibility also. While we are on the human plane, be assured, you know, it will not be very so there are few truths under which we live. You know, we have birth, we have death, we have uh, old age, we have sickness. These are realities of physical life. We all go through all of this, and when we think about all of these, it brings us a sense of fear. It surges up a sense of suffering, of pain, of agony. When we talk about old age, when we talk about, you know, death, when we talk about sickness, but none of us is untouched by this. Every single human being and every creation of nature has to go through the process of generation and regeneration. Okay, so when a seed dies, in that sense dies, when I say die, it transforms to become a sapling. A sapling has to change its form, it has to die to become a tree. Again, the seed, the fruit, it has to change its form, it has to die to become a fruit. And the fruit again has to, you know, die or fall apart to become seed again. So this is the nature, this is the process of the nature, and you will see this replicating in every aspect of creation. And in that sense, change is always there. In human life, we are human beings, we have this, we are the only one who is in karm yoni. Rest all of the creation is in bhogi yoni, which means that we as human beings have the power, and it's a gift of creator for who's given to us to change things, to transform things that we want to transform. And so gift of nature and creation is also the choices that we have been endowed with, and the various other gifts, the talents that we have. There are inherent talents we come with. Many a time we don't play out and work with those talents and this potential, so it lies buried. Whereas with other creations, they are in bhogi yoni, which means that, they cannot, they will not have that they work on instinct. It's instinctual purely. Okay. So for example, birds or animals, they will be very instinctual in their nature. Okay. Human beings are instinctual, plus they have the power to make conscious decisions. So our consciousness is much evolved in that sense. And this consciousness can be utilized for us to make the change in ourselves, rather than calling ourselves victims of destiny, or it's fate. What seems like a fate is an opportunity. The negative connotation that has been given to karma is actually a opportunity for us, which means that we have the power to change. If you don't like anything, if I don't like anything, I have the power to change. And in that sense, the help of from the universe is always present, available. It's just we have to call out, seek, which we can do through prayers, we can do through our intention, we can do it through our, there are different modalities. We can meditate, we can chant, we can pray, we can set our intentions every single day. So these are all gifts that are given to humanity, and therefore human life is is to be revered, is to be revered. So every moment, as you rightly said, is a rebirth moment. We don't have to wait another day to begin the thing. It's just setting intention and rebirthing, the next moment.
And what came through to me the other day, I set intention, take actions, and leave it to grace. The
Yes,
action, it is very important. And as you said, it will shift that loads of karma, those mountains of karma, to new choices that are aligned to our own light, to our divinity, to love, to the divine essence we have all sharing. And that will bring us to the realization how magnificent is this human experience, how magnificent is our life. And through the changes that are regularly happening, we can really flow along with this change and embody our humanity and our divinity here in this reality that we are living. And today, it's very powerful to tap into that most important choice through healing, is tapping into forgiveness and compassion. And that's what I would love you to guide us through, as we are going on a journey and we need to go much lighter and lighter. What is the importance of forgiveness, and how it is tied to compassion, and how can we embody it to evolve in our life, and how can it be our daily bread and butter?
absolutely. Very, very valid points. Compassion and forgiveness emanates out of an open heart. And when we open our hearts through acts and actions of kindness, of inner strength, of courage, of setting the intention, we open up to patience, we open up to tolerance, we open up to our innate purity is when we are opening up our heart center. When we open up our heart center, the flow of compassion is ceaseless. It will come. It it needs day to day awareness in living, and day to day awareness of the thoughts that we are in, the actions that we do, and the deeds that we do. So every single day, when we are very thoughtful and we are mindful as to what we are saying, doing, acting, the way we are moving, the words we are choosing, is will take you to the journey of compassion. Okay, it is the energy which has all of these elements and components in it. Elements and components of kindness, as I said, of patience, of understanding, of discernment, of no judgment. And this implies so much. I've spoken a lot about the forgiveness. Today, I will also touch upon self forgiveness and not judging our own actions in that sense of um, uh, being in the energy of shame or guilt or whatever we have done. Because you see, many a time, many things that we do, uh, today is the time when we can move from the past to bring the change that we want in the present. So that can be utilized. That power can be utilized to bring in the change. And clearly sometimes what happens is when we sometimes we get angry at the other person, and then we keep regretting, we shouldn't have said that, we shouldn't have done it. Now we cannot change what has happened, but what we can change is that, yes, set the intention today, here and now, I am going to be different, and I am going to behave or talk or say or act in a manner that is more aligned to my innate sense of purity. So when we are aware of what we are doing is when we can bring in little changes. Habits can be changed. We are not our habits. Okay. Intentions can be set in all purity. Okay. So when we have all of these gifts given by nature, why not to use it? And why not to check and see where the misalignment is? And within our own being, if we have any sort of misalignment, it's going to project outwards. That always happens. That will always be the case. If we are not in a good frame of mind, good frame of thoughts, good frame of actions, where we are talking about, through our own divinity, then what happens is we are projecting that same energy outwards, which is not serving to people, which is not serving to ourselves. So when we are building up compassion, first we also build up compassion for our own selves. Okay, how can we build in compassion for our own selves? When we see our life and when we see different areas in which we have done good to others, we bring in that energy and be in that energy and cultivate it further. Some things that we have done we are not proud of, we can today we have this moment to change that. Okay, so when we are doing all of these conscious changes is when we are also invoking the energy of compassion in ourselves. Remember, everything that is projected outside is first felt inside, is first, it goes, every emotion passes through us to others. So we retain every bit of emotion in us. If I am projecting anger, if I am projecting resentment, if I am projecting any negative emotion, it has to first go through me, which means that I feel it first, and I retain that energy in my at my cellular level first, and then I am projecting. So everything goes through out from me to others. So we have to be very, very aware, very, very aware. Even words have power. The words that we use carry that energy. And so we have to be very careful as to, and it is, and I'm not saying it's a day's work. It is every moment's work to be aware. Okay. And it can take a day if I have a certain goal, and if I want to change some reality of mine, then I be that change first to change the outward reality. And that also takes my time, effort, energy, awareness, everything. And again, I'm not saying it's building up compassion is a day's work or a moment's work. People can take a lifetime to build up compassion. And who are we building compassion for? Most of the time, these are people who we share our intimate relations with. It could be our parents, because I cannot be angry for long with someone who I don't know. Okay. But in my day-to-day interactions, when I am interacting with my siblings, when I'm interacting with my parents, or interacting with my spouse, or interacting with my children or my relatives, I am in these areas, I have a lot of work to do. Okay. Because there are so many conditionings which have, and so many baggages that we have been carrying, not only from childhood, not only from experiences of childhood, not only from the interactions of childhood, but also from the past lifetimes. And it is not a coincidence that our parents are our parents, our siblings are our siblings. We have some unfinished work with them, and we have some unfinished business with them. That is why, for learning in togetherness and in love, we project our roles. They play their role, we play our role. How we can play our role better is something that we have to take responsibility of. So everything that's given on the platter by the external world, how I use that ingredients to make a cake for myself, rather than saying, it's useless. If I'm getting something in form of emotional ingredient from somebody, I have to check two things: whether it is my energy, and is it my inner uh, actions that has resulted in this, or is it also a combination of other person's own energy in it? Whatever the ingredient is, my job is to make a beautiful cake out of it that I can flavor and relish, so that when I die, I don't die with any regret. Okay. If I speak very, very angrily with my father or mother, if they're not around, I have that emotion of regret. I could have done better. So when I am looking at things and seeing how things can unfold, that is also one of the inner work, to see how what my actions are, and the results that the actions that I'm taking right now through my words, thoughts, actions, and deeds, how it is projecting and coming back to me to either love me or haunt me. So yeah, so
I remember
awareness.
last time you said you put yourself in their shoes. I remember that
Yes.
line that you said when we are trying to project forgiveness and compassion, it's when we put ourselves in the shoes of the person who's hurt us, because they themselves have come from a place of hurt. So they don't
Yes.
just randomly hurt because they were hurt themselves. They were just covering up for their inability to express their hurt. So that's why they hurt in return. So when we think of this way, and we realize it's not personal, and they haven't come in our life to just harm us. We have, as you also said, we have chosen them to play the roles they have played, and we're playing the roles we are playing. And it's our responsibility to take action towards forgiveness.
Yes, absolutely. Because, to make me a hero, somebody has to play a villain. Okay, for me to learn, somebody has to give me that opposite thing, that opposite. So we learn through the opposites. That's a classic way of learning on the earthly realm. And that is why earthly realm, we come here for learning. And that is why not all our experiences will be very hunky-dory. Not all of our experiences will be very, very, nice. And yes, there is a relief, there is a respite. So yes, so there are some tricks and there are some treats. So how we use those tricky moments and convert them into treat is something that we have the choice of. Yeah, we have that choice. So forgiveness, talking about forgiveness, actually there's no one to forgive. And the question also, forgiveness does not arise if you see it from one perspective, because everybody is playing their role. Okay, my father, mother, or spouse or child is playing their role, because I ask them to, for example, I want to know what compassion feels like. So somebody has to hurt me in that sense, and sometimes the hurt has to be deep enough for me to anchor compassion in a more stable and steady manner. Otherwise, it will go over me. I will not feel it. Everything is a felt experience, and that's how the soul also anchors that energy. And my learning is complete. If my learning is not complete, then I will still look for that experience. I'll still look for that experience. But in that whole process, if I make the other person as villain, and I am constantly building up my resentment against that person without forgiving that person, then I am also not living this present life. It is a life of indifference, is not a life lived. A life of pain is not a life lived. So just take everything in lightness. That is okay. What is it that it has taught me? What is it that I'm learning? What is it that this particular interaction, which is not so pleasant, has happened? What is my responsibility in projecting, in having that experience? What is my share? So we have to also witness the misalignment in us, because that is the first step. And when we witness the misalignment, what happened, spend some time on what happened, how I felt. Then we observe the impact, how it is impacting in different areas of my life. Different areas of my life are not disconnected. I am connected. My personality, my relationships affect my abundance. It affects my spirituality. It affects my other relationships. It affects my career. So everything has an effect on different areas of my life. So how I am getting impacted in all these areas of my life. If I have a fight with my spouse and I go at work and I am minded and foul mouthed, what karma, let's say, not even karma, so let's say, what impact am I creating? What causes am I creating? Okay. And it is so subtle, this energy is so subtle, that we have to be aware to feel it at the conscious level. And when we are aware of what we are, again, as I said, saying, doing, the way we are talking, the words we're using, the way we are our non-verbal communication is, everything goes into it. Everything goes into it. So we have to also be aware to observe the impact, how it is changing me. Is it really that I want to be? How is it that I want to be? What brings my true essence? What is it that uh, uh, how would I like Era to remember me? As a person who's constantly complaining, or as a person who, yeah, has her moments of meltdown, but she's better, she's strong, she can be helpful, she can be kind. We have to see all of these aspects. Therefore, I'm saying it's not an easy work. Rewards will come, but it's moment to moment work. It's moment to moment work. Every breath carries the potential. You see, wherever it is necessary, we have to change. We should change. The way I want era to treat me is how I will treat myself and how I will treat others. So I am no less in that sense, and I'm not saying this statement in emotion of arrogance. I'm saying in a manner that, you know, I am here. I have a role to play, and I am doing my inner work. I am worthy, you know, and I have the potential to change. I have the capability to change for better. And when I do that, I am also uh, when I'm participating in my own life, I'm also making the world a little better and making little by little better. The way I am behaving with my spouse, with my kid, when they are taking that energy from me and how they're projecting it to their family, friends, you know, is also how the energy moves. So
The ripple after expansion, it starts from that one celled human, from that one being, and
yeah,
imagine how much it is tapping to all of the vast consciousness of all consciousness. We are part of that collective. So it goes back. I'm really tuning into your energy today and what you are sharing. It brings me to that same point, the center, inner work with mindfulness. So as we embody this mindfulness, the inner work will become more productive for ourselves and as well as for the everybody else around us, and it just gonna affect the shift that's happening to humanity. So beloved, it's gonna come back to here, to the center, to you, as you
yes,
are the focal point and you are the priority, and you have the responsibility for shifting and creating the change, the shift, even though it is happening massively and globally, but it won't happen for you unless you initiate that, you set the intention for it, and you take actions accordingly. And I
and
love
also,
today's approach to forgiveness, that there's nothing to be forgiven and there's nobody to forgive, because we never taken anything personal. It's just our longing to bask in compassion. So forgiveness is nothing but the way or the experience that is needed for
yes,
us to experience compassion.
absolutely. And also, you know, we have to break the old structures. There are so many conditionings that under which we work. And there are conditionings of collective consciousness, the earlier collective consciousness also. Among all of these, you know, we have to find our own truth, what resonates with
Mm-hmm.
us, what is it that makes us move forward, what is it that makes us grow. Because, you know, the restlessness arises in the being, in my core being. If I feel restless, is because I am not ready to move. I am not ready to make the shift of old structures of mental slash thought patterns. I am not ready to make the habitual change. But my soul wants to grow, because it is here on this earthly realm for a limited time. And so it wants to learn as much as possible. But our personality wants comfort. They don't want to tread the unfamiliar. And they say that, oh, no, this is a certain thought. And I abide by this thought. This is the thought which can take me, you know, this is how it is. This is what my parents did. And that is the correct way. Now, many things have shifted, and it will continue to shift if we do not move with the soul's desire to change, but be in that structure of comfort that our mind has built and our conditioning has built. The restlessness will always be there. And so the journey towards compassion um, will also, you know, sort of lessen down. It will reduce. um,
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we have to break the old structures, and sometimes we have to do things with courage. And courage requires breaking barriers of the collective thought processes also. okay, to anchor in the new energy. And so people who do all of that are really brave souls, and that's how the transformation also happens. That's how one also understands different energies. Nothing will come from, if even if we want to make a change, you see what happens is many a time we change out of anger, but that's not the real change. Every emotion has its role to play. Our job is to balance the emotions. If I, in the name of compassion, if I am ready to be a doormat to everybody, that's not compassion. If I am wallowing in self pity, that is not compassion. Okay. So every energy has to be in a balanced form where I feel empowered and not a victim of circumstances. Yeah. So it's a high powered energy. It's a high vibration of the heart. One has to open the heart. When we meditate at the heart center and when we open the heart center is when, physically, literally, we feel more space. You see?
Yeah, the expansion, you feel it in the chest area, and yeah, you feel the vortex of the heart, of the anahata opening. And you
Yes.
can accommodate more love. You can accommodate more people in your life who are here to teach you more about compassion. The more you
Yes.
expand the heart, the more you learn to become compassionate with every little detail, with every little being, not only human.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every encounter is an opportunity to learn and grow.
Yes.
And yeah, that's so powerful. Would you like to lead us through a compassion heart opening meditation to call in
Yes.
compassion and forgiveness?
Yes,
Yes.
definitely. And I am very glad to see Shivoham here. I have seen your work. It is beautiful, beautiful work. And I thank you for joining today. And beautiful words flow out of you. I've read on Insta. It's marvelous. It's such a
You will be
reinforcement of.
exactly. He will be joining us on Saturday, the 111 session with his poetry, the poems
Wow,
of expansion. So yeah, he's
amazing.
in this time with us, and the choices are made in alignment to our divinity. That's why we are blooming together. It's interestingly how this whole retreat came together. Some things at the last minute, some people they just send the affirmation, and it's all coming, and it's day by day. I'm not actually taking the pressure to putting even the schedule out. Let it be this little bits of surprises on a daily basis who's in. So I know that it will reach the heart of the universe at the right time with the right people, whoever is joining us here in Zoom, because it's an open space. We have some viewers on Facebook, and a lot I know they are watching later. I was really surprised. My neighbor and my friend yesterday, he brought up the session, that opening ceremony, and he was like, I watched it that late in the night, and it was nice also to have Ramji with the poetry, and you guys are doing. And I was like surprised. Okay, it's reaching the right people at the right time
Yes,
for their readiness. And we're so looking forward to the poetry of Shubham on Saturday.
lovely. Yeah, I hopefully I'll join. Hopefully I'll join. If I don't, I think I have a session, but if it's possible, I will definitely, or I'll catch up later.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Everything is on the Narika Healing page and also on
Yeah,
the YouTube.
yeah.
And our sacred space is growing by the day as more lights is joining in, and as more of this energy is anchored in
Mm,
such a
mm,
ease.
mm, mm.
Yeah, I'm just loving how it is all unfolding.
Yeah,
We're ready for the
definitely.
meditation. I'm gonna mute
Yeah,
my microphone in case my
yeah.
babies
Okay.
I got some interruption in between. And yeah, I'm
Yeah, so it's going to be a very simple meditation today. It's just we can hum. Maybe we can today do opening of the heart with the seed sound mantra, the bij mantra of yam. So maybe we can just go with the yam chanting for a few seconds, and then we will close shortly after. Okay.
I would like to tune in for a couple seconds with the singing bowl with the yam
Yes.
resonance, and then you carry on, since it is already right next to me.
Okay, lovely. And we can take a deep breath. As you exhale, visualize the worries dropping out of your mind. Every little worry is out of the mind as you exhale it out. And a deep inhalation. And exhale. This time, visualize worries dropping out of your body, all the knots and tightness releasing from the body, from your left arm, now from your right arm, now from the back of your head and the back of the neck, the throat, the back of the throat. All the tension, tightness is just out. Drop your shoulders, let the shoulders relax. Visualize your back and just see how the back is also releasing all the knots from the spinal column and is getting into its natural shape with ease and with full relaxation. It is just there. Be in the awareness of a relaxed back. Bring your awareness now to the left thigh, to the left knee, to the shin, to the left calf muscle, to the ankle, and to the sole of the left foot. Visualize the relaxation as you feel in your left leg. Bring your awareness and attention to the right side, to the right leg, right thigh, knee, now to the calf muscle, now to the shin muscle. Gradually slide it to the heel and the ankle, to the toes, and to the sole of the right foot. Your right leg is completely and fully relaxed. Bring your awareness to the top of your head, to the forehead, to the right eyebrow, right eye. Glide it down to the right nostril, to the right cheek now, to the right ear, right earlobe. And now to the right jaw. Release all the tensions from your facial muscles of the right side and also from the jaw. And now bring your awareness to the left side of the face, the left eyebrow, the left eye, the left nostril, left cheek, left ear, earlobe now, left jaw. You feel the relaxation on the left side of the facial muscles, releasing all the worries from the face, from the mind. And now bring your attention to the upper lip, to the lower lip, to the chin, to the neck, to the throat, to the right side of the shoulder, to the left, down to the right chest, to the left chest, to the middle of the chest, to your upper abdomen, and to your lower abdomen. Now your whole body is completely and fully relaxed. Watch your body from top of the head to tip of the toe and feel the lightness in the body and mind. And now bring the attention to the center of your heart. We are going to chant the seed mantra Yam, and we focus on the heart center. Imagine with each chant there is a little ball of light in the center of your heart, and that light is expanding. With each chant, the light is expanding, getting brighter and brighter. Yam. 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 Be into this vibration of heart expansion. Feel how the light has surrounded you, the front, the back, the up, the down. And you are into this purity of light. Every fiber of your being, every fiber of your body is receiving this open, healing light of the heart. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Be into this lightness, and whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Thank you, sister, for sharing your light, your wisdom, your presence, and for always just being in our sacred space and holding the space with us and supporting in this journey as one family, one heart. I'm very, very blessed with your presence, with meeting you this lifetime, and with co-creating with you so far amazing retreats that uh, more to come as we are embodying our highest frequency, heart and love and compassion. Thank you so much. Blessed with
Thank
this
you.
presence.
Yeah, I want to thank you, Era, for giving me this space. And it's been incredible 3 sessions that I've had. Even my own learning grows, even my own understanding grows. So I thank you for giving me this space and
That's why we come in each other's life in such a way to enrich this life and grow. Urmila, I lost your audio. Urmila, I lost your audio. Family, Narika family watching on Facebook. Thank you, Kirtana, Nisa Pallavi Rao. Thank you for coming into the space today, this morning. And for all the beautiful ones who will come later, this space is just a space of love and compassion, and we expand in love. We expand in love. It's such a beautiful. Urmila is trying to come back. We are expanding. As every moment, every breath is the greatest learning journey, and every encounter, every coming in our life is the blessing of growing. And as we allow more of ourselves to shine through, the light shines onto us, shine on as a reflection of our light. Every morning, I wake up with this notion: how am I gonna be able to pull it through the day and to the retreat, and the responsibility of all the beautiful facilitators on board, and my responsibility towards Narika as a whole, as the family. And I go through my moments of deep contemplation on the mission, and the time spent here in the Narika sacred space, and connecting to the Narika as a soul. Narika healing is not just a platform or a business or services that are offered. Narika healing has been downloading as a blueprint with the soul, and on a mission here for all of us, and I feel so blessed to be in this body, to allow it to be the vessel for this mission to pass through, for this divine to come through, for this mission to heal me in the process and expand in love again. It might be some technical issues with Urmila coming again. We're just sending waves of gratitude to her and to all of you who have come on board. Jivoham, thank you for your presence, for your light, for your unconditional, compassionate love that you have been sharing with us, and your wisdom. I'll see you in the evening session at 8:08 in our sacred space. You can join in Zoom. Remember, it's an open sacred space. You can join in, you can invite your friends, your family to be with us, and or you can watch us live on Facebook. Evening session with Elavena and Kabayel. Today is day 5 of the Cosmic Activation Retreat. 5 has such a powerful, energetic inclination for me and personally, and for Narika. And we have 5 more days to go. So another 5 powerful days, every day, a session at 1:11 p.m. and the second session at 8:08 p.m. Remember, these are all India time, so kindly find your time zone and join us. We'll be more than happy to welcome you into the family. I'll see you tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Shubham.